Yeah, so it's come to my attention. People are worried about these data centers and stuff are coming in. And I can tell you, ain't nothing good coming on data centers. People think it's because of some AI. And it's not just because it's just regular ass AI. It ain't nothing like that. This AI they're talking about is on these flock cameras. You've been noticing these cameras, and most people haven't. They got these cameras put all over the city. They got a little solar panel on them, and they're little small ass little cameras, and they're unassuming, and they're usually pointed at the roadway. When you go to like places like big shopping centers or freeway on ramps, stuff like that, these cameras, they capture a massive amount of data. You know, when it comes down to color, make of model, you know, what you look like inside the car, if there's any dents or scratches on the car. You know, it takes all these notes and it stores them in a database. And people think this AI is, oh, I'm on the Chat GPT making pictures. It's not for that. It's for this big ass surveillance network that's going on. You know, it's hooked into a whole bunch of stuff. And you don't have to believe me. You can look up flock cameras and you'll find some in your neighborhood and be astounded that they're actually there. So anyway, people have been like protesting it because the way the cameras have worked, they paid off your politicians. And what happens, these data centers come in and they use a whole lot of water because they use water to cool the computer systems down. But they don't use it like normal people would do it. You know, normally, you know, they put the water comes in, it goes through the thing to do the cooling, and then off to the back, it cools the water down to send it back through the system. Well, no, these trying to be nice. These people are sending the water in the first time it gets hot and they let it go right out to the sewer. And then they waste thousands upon thousands of gallons of water every day. And people get mad about it because they're using your drinking water to do this. And why don't they care? They don't care because they're not paying for it. They've already made a deal with the city to where they're getting a discount on the power when they go up on your rates because of the power they're using. You get to pay for it. And the water, they're going to use all your stuff out. Look at Texas. I'm not going to say where, but there's a place in Texas where they got a thing right adjacent to water, which they could pull it from the sea, but they don't because it's cheaper to pull it from your drinking water. So they're doing that, and they're getting away with it, and they paid all the politicians off. Now you go to these meetings and you chant, oh no, please no data center, and they do it anyway. Look it all up. Look it up if you haven't been paying attention to it. Now I got a little bit of a data center running back there, but mine's air cooled. But all jokes aside, people wonder what you're supposed to do about this because the politicians obviously have been paid off. Something's going on. So here's what I did on a similar situation. Not saying you should do it, but this is what you could do. What you do is that since they're public people, you find out where they live. You find out exactly where they live. You're not going to harass them where they at, nothing like that. But you're going to do the cool thing. Since they don't care about you having water, you don't care about them having water either. You know what I'm saying? You find out where they live. You kind of research it, check it out. Find out if they're home during the day or if their house kind of shuts down at night. You find out what time they're not doing nothing. And you go right over there to the street, you know, right adjacent to the sidewalk or the curb, and you find out where the water shutoff is. Every house has got one, usually in the ground right in front of the place. So, you know, what you do is, what somebody could do is you take I don't know who's done this before on a crooked politician, but here's the pictures. So you find out this is what the thing looks like. You know, when you go over there, and it's got a little thing, turn it on and off. You turn the water off, and then you pour a whole bag of cement in there, in the thing there, and then just go ahead and pour some water in it. You know, bring some water or bring the cement pre-mixed. That's always cool because that way you can make a happy face to say, fuck you. You don't care about what I'm doing. I don't care about what you're doing. You don't care about my water. I definitely don't care about yours. And then maybe, you know, some of these people get the message that you don't just get to just arbitrarily say, hey, I'm going to steal money on this side and say nothing about it, and I'm going to fuck your water up. So these are things. I'm just a quick little thing what to do about data centers, and you could like it or not like it. If you got a better answer, let me know, because voting doesn't work. Going over there chanting and waving signs doesn't work. Knocking a person in the head might work, you know, with a hammer. But sometimes you don't want to have to beat your message into somebody. You know, maybe you want to be nonviolent. And this is a nonviolent way to do it because you did it to be nice. You said you didn't do this to be malicious. You know, you poured the concrete in there after you turned the water off because you said, hey, man, this guy doesn't care about water in his house, and I'm going to make sure he's never got to worry about it again. You know, you go ahead, you turn the water off. You know, maybe in the middle of the night, you pour that concrete in the hole to cover it up so they can't get to the little thing to turn it on and off. You know, and put up there, and maybe you put a little happy face on it and say, look, I fixed it for you. Now you ain't got to worry about water. Now you got it the way you want it for us coming up. There you go. And I think that's a good fix. What you think? Let me know.
Don't go. Jigga is my nigga, and he be your nigga too if you do. Like a nigga say do. Like a nigga say